So what do we do? What are we looking for? Two main characteristics I think of in the spring are color and size. And so what do I mean by that? Well, color is self-explanatory. At that point, fish are starting to change their habits, right? Fish are in transition that time of year. So they're going from feeding, they're going to do everything they can to feed up for the spawn, to running bluegills off their bed, to a shad spawn or a herring spawn, right? So all of those things require different baits, different colors, different presentations, different things. So color is key because you're trying to mimic what the transition they're in. And then size is key because at that point, they are transitioning. They're transitioning from all of our little baits to size matters at that point. There is a point in the spring, in my opinion, when you want to throw the largest bait you could ever throw. You want to throw the biggest square bill you could ever throw right before the spawn. There is just a time frame right before they spawn when they are looking for a big meal. And so I concentrate heavily on size and color are the two main characteristics I do there. And let's not forget about the spawn. I'll tell you all a quick story. Everyone thinks the spawn happens and we just put crankbaits down. You know what I mean? Because we're looking at them. You know what I mean? We're going around and we're flipping. I'm not very good at that. So let me rephrase. I'm okay at it. Against the 80 guys I have to fish against in a tournament, I'm not very good at it, okay? So I know that Freddie Rubanis can see them way better than me. I guarantee you both these guys in this room can see them way better than me. So what do? I go to the other end of the lake. I go somewhere else and try to find them on a crankbait. And it works sometimes it doesn't, but we were at Lake Fork, just to give you a story, Lake Fork a couple years ago, and they were on the bank, and it was a spawning tournament. And you're at Lake Fork, and they're spawning. You would think, that's where you want to be, right? Well, I won the Lake Fork. I won my group, and I caught every single one of them on a crankbait. Because I knew going into that tournament that I was going to struggle, if I had to go sight fish with these guys. It was just going to be a chore for me. And I was fortunate enough to I only found 3 or 4 places. I think I ended up catching them off of five places throughout the whole event. And absolutely wrecked them coming and going. And caught every single one of them on a 10-foot crankbait and a 14-foot crankbait in the spring, during the spawn. So just because they're spawning, guys, and that's, we're going to go here, do not put your crankbaits up. Just look for them for somewhere else. If you're in a section where every fish seems to be on the bank, run up the river 10 miles. They might be in a different stage there. Run to the low end. You can still catch them on a crankbait and you can still be very, very successful. I think I had a 9.6, an 8.5, just smacked them, and they were everybody else was looking at them on the bed. It was fun. It was a fun event. But so what kind of crankbaits are we looking at this spring? Well, we're going to go to square bills, right? At this point, we're getting more aggressive.